I began attending ILPC on and off because it was my wife's church, and I wanted my son to be raised in a church. And throughout most of my life, I've struggled with addiction, depression, anxiety, and the list goes on and on and on. I had a void in my life that I hadn't filled, and I was not filling it with anything good. Anything bad I could find, that's what I chose to fill it with. And when I'd attend church on Sunday, I would sit in the back row and just full of complete shame and guilt, just wondering if God could ever love me. And I hope that he would, and I wish that he would. I just wasn't sure that he could love me back. And I attended Wendy's starting point class, and started learning more and more how Jesus could love me, and how we all sinned, and I wasn't perfect, and that's okay. And after completing that, I began reading my Bible like daily, and came across Mark 2:17, which said, on hearing that Jesus said to them, "It is not the wealthy who need a doctor, but the sick. And I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners." And that passage right there totally spoke to me. It's like a weight kind of lifted off of me. And in early June of 2015, I met Pastor Bill at his office and pretty much confessed all of my sins and struggles to him, completely afraid of him judging me and condemning me, but I was so ready to break the chains. I didn't care. I just needed to get that out to someone. But he totally loved on me. He prayed with me, and he shared a passage with me that someone had shared with him years before, and it's Romans 6:1, and says, "What shall we say then? Shall we go on sinning so that grace may increase? By no means. We are those who have died to sin. How can we live in it any longer?" And pretty much that's why I'm here. That's why I'm at ILPC. I mean, it's a church that shows grace and mercy, just as Jesus has for us. And the people at this church love and follow Jesus 24/7. Of course, we all have our struggles, our daily struggles, and our sins. But the love and the hope that flows from this church will always be there to lift me up and to lift each other up. And on June 12th of 2016, this past June, it marked 1 year of sobriety for me, which was a huge step. And in that year, I've joined the worship team. I co-led a small group with my wife. Had an awesome experience as a leader at Meta, which I learned so much from the students there. It was incredible. But most importantly, I completely surrendered my life to Christ and was baptized. And I realized that God loved me right where I was at in my life, and so did my brothers and sisters here at ILPC. I love this church, and I'm truly blessed to have the opportunity to serve here. And now, ILPC is not just my wife's church, it's my family, my community, and my heart, and my place to be real and love God freely without any fear of judgment. I absolutely love this church.